In Saving Your Life this morning, hope for a heart patient. A year ago, we told you the story of one man just desperate to save his life who turned to what was really the only option left, an experimental treatment. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, tells us how that patient is doing today. Hey, Sanjay, good morning.
Good morning, Soledad. This is a story you have to hear. It's a remarkable one. Heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women in this country, but we have a story of a man who survived. He had congestive heart failure. He had 3 heart attacks. His heart was failing, so he turned to a high-tech experimental therapy where they actually took some cells from another part in his body and injected it into his heart. A year ago, Charlie Hoff was being wheeled into the OR. His health had deteriorated to the point where he sometimes used a wheelchair to get around. He was taking part in a clinical trial that he hoped would improve his failing heart.
You know, I was feeling like an invalid. And thinking about that at my age, and I consider myself a young man at 60, you know, really disheartening.
It is up to the politicians to find a way.
A former CNN television reporter, Charlie suffered a heart attack in Jerusalem while he was bureau chief, and he admits he ignored his symptoms.
Bottom line was I waited too long and I did a lot of damage to my heart.
You're starting to feel that sedation medicine?
His medical history looked bleak. He had a stressful job. He smoked for over 30 years. He suffered 3 heart attacks and open heart surgery. And his father died at the age of 47 from a heart attack. Time was running out, and he was running out of options. So doctors took some muscle tissue from his leg and cultured those cells. Then they injected millions of his cells into the dead heart muscle in order to regrow his muscle, or at least booster his failing heart. This is Charlie today, a year after his heart operation.
I feel so much better. I can get out, I can do things. I've even played golf a couple of times.
And his cardiologist, Dr. Nick Kronos, is encouraged by his results.
His quality of life has dramatically improved. He's much less short of breath, he doesn't retain as much fluid, and his heart on echocardiography appears to be functioning better.
I'm optimistic now. I feel like I can live a long time. I feel like I can watch my boys grow up. And life is good. Yeah?
He says the surgery saved his life, and it gave him his life back.
Good catch.
You can see that he looks better there. His skin is pinker. He's obviously able to get around. 40% of the patients in this clinical trial of about 20 patients improved in terms of their congestive heart scale. So they actually got better in terms of the function of their heart. This was just a phase 1 clinical trial. Now they're hoping to petition to the FDA to take it to phase 2 very early on, but a little bit of promise there for Charlie Hoff, Soledad.
Oh, what great news. And I think he looks a lot better. Sanjay, let me ask you a question, though. How do people who are in his similar situation, there's sort of no hope left, how do they get into one of these trials like that?
Well, sometimes it can be hard, and this is something that a lot of people have been working on, trying to fix for some time. There is a website out there called clinicaltrials.gov. I just looked at it again this morning. It's a pretty good website. You actually put in the particular disease process, whether it's heart problems or breast cancer, you put in your city, and it immediately gives you a list of all the clinical trials that are going on in your area. Also, if you happen to have a big academic medical center by you, you could talk to one of the doctors there about clinical trials that are going on at that particular hospital as well.
All right, and if you're not interested necessarily in getting into a clinical trial, but you just like more information about what you've been talking about all week, what should you do?
Yeah, you know, we're really excited about this, Soledad. It's called Saving Your Life, and as we started thinking about this concept, we thought, you know, we really want to arm our viewers with tools to find some of this information. Specifically with regards to cancer here, there are a lot of places where you can get free screening, for example, or low-cost screening. We put it on our website. Click on your state. You'll get a list of those sites. You'll hear about the specific cancers that you can be screened for as well. We talk about it as well in the special, which is going to air again this weekend, Soledad.
Excellent news. All right, Sanjay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.